Cause I don't get no pussy from bitches. I don't have no woman to suck my dick. I don't know what it feels like to get a kiss, to get shit from a woman. I told y'all I hadn't dated in 8 years. I'm a fucked up ass nigga. And I know I ain't shit. I know I ain't shit. And I never will be the shit either. So, with that being said, you know, it is what it is. And I just want men out there who are successful with women to know that when you're a guy that's been wrote off by women, you can't change your reality. I don't have the power to get no pussy. I don't have the power to get no date. I'm just a fucked up nigga who would never have anybody. And I know I'm gonna be fucked up forever. You know, I mean, when you're a guy that women have said, you know what, that guy's lame. He's fucking whack. I would never date him. I would never have children by him. He's not a man that I would want to invest my time in. When you're that guy, you just have to accept that it's over for you. It's over for you. You know, and you got to stop lying to yourself, and you got to wake up and smell the coffee. See, I know that it's over for me far as women is concerned. It's over for me. It's over for a lot of other guys who are in this same predicament. It's over for us. It's over for us. And, you know, gain confidence, working on yourself. When you're a dude that women don't want, it doesn't matter how much you work on yourself. I don't understand why the fuck bitches and people will tell you to work on yourself. Working on myself ain't gonna do shit. It's still not gonna get me no date. It's still not gonna get my dick sucked. I still not gonna get no pussy. I'ma still have blue balls and no bitch to satisfy me. So people need to shut the fuck up talking about working on yourself. Cause no amount of self-improvement is gonna make a woman like Brandon. No amount of self-improvement is gonna make a woman like Kent, or any of us for that matter. We're just a bunch of fucking losers, and that's the way it is. And people like, I'm not gonna say no names here on YouTube, but a lot of these dudes who get bitches and think they all that need to understand, when you're a dude that's been labeled by women, when you're a guy that's been wrote off by women, when women have said, we don't want nothing to do with you, we don't care if your fucking balls explode because you're not getting no ass. When you're a dude that women have just wrote off, it doesn't matter what you do. You're not gonna succeed. I know that women have wrote me off. I've been wrote off by women. And this is a sad reality that I live day to day. A sad fucking reality.
Yo, what up, people? It's your buddy Philko here, putting live from your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. And who did you just see? That's the one and only Oreo Man. First, let me say I got mad enough respect for Oreo Man. I love watching his videos. I love his brute honesty about what he thinks about himself and his situation and all that kind of stuff. But I guess I should just go in on what he was saying. And first of all, why do I think this was a shot against me? Well, I think it was against me because he made this video around the time I made a video about him, Kent, and Infinite One talking about how, you know, yeah, things may suck, but as long as you better yourself, you'll be able to raise your chances of getting a woman. Like, I see that as common sense, but apparently, as you just saw, he believes that it doesn't matter how much you work on yourself. Once chicks write you off, you're just wrote off, period. Like, that's it. There's nothing you can do. And I completely disagree with that. And while at the same time respecting Oreo Man as much as I can, I actually think he is my favorite YouTuber. It has to be Oreo Man because he's funny. He'll be making a video saying some of the saddest stuff, then say the most graphic shit at the same time. Like, all my life I've been rejected. I can't get a girl. It really sucks. All I want to do is skeet in their asshole. And like, he'd be dead ass. You know what I mean? So he's like humping... what does he do? Humping exercise balls and stuff. You know, he's mad funny. Then there's Kent, then there's Infinite One, and then there's that other dude, I forgot his name. But they're all on this one channel called You Won't Like Me When I'm Angry. And it's like the best of all four of them. You Won't Like Me When I'm Angry. You can go check it out. And just in case you hear that in the background, don't sweat it. That's just my homie's son, Lucas. He's wilding out. But, you know, he's young. He's running around having fun. But let me get to it. All right, so... no matter what you do, if you've been written off by women, you're just gone. I don't believe that. I definitely don't believe that. I believe that no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, you can improve yourself and raise your odds. It doesn't matter who you are. This should be common sense. So, for example, let's say I don't even have to give examples. I can give real life experiences. I give real life experiences like my friend Jose when we were younger, back in the day. His wife's probably listening. I gotta be careful. But anyway, like back in like back in the day, my friend Jose, we used to hang out all the time, and like in high school, we were the losers. Hey, Lucas, she's right here. We were kind of like the losers of the school, whatever. But I guess in a way, I kind of taught him this. Is what he tells me. I kind of taught him to be more outgoing and to be more confident and have a different style and don't be afraid to be yourself in front of anybody. And as time went on, he eventually met a woman and he got married. And he partially thanked me. I don't remember if he thanked me partially or fully, but he definitely thanked me because he said if it weren't for me, he wouldn't have done what he did. So now he's married, now he has a child and everything, and he's happy. And he thanked me because I helped give him confidence and stuff as we were teenagers coming up. Then it was my own example. When I first came into the game, prior to that, nothing went my way except for one time. Except for one time, my ex-girlfriend named Vera. One time, yes. But aside from that one time when I was 20 years old, and I didn't get my way. Only that one time I got my way. And then after we broke up, I went to a Great Depression. And I was sure, like, if I could bet every dollar I had in my bank account that I would never find someone as good as her or better, I would have bet it. 100%. Because you got to understand, I went from never ever getting what I really wanted to getting exactly what I want, and then she left me after like a year and a half. So you can imagine how I felt. I felt just like Oreo Man, the way he feels, like, oh, no one's gonna fuck me, I've been written off. I felt, because I didn't want to go backwards. I didn't want to go backwards. I went from the girl of my dreams to nothing. And that felt like crap. It was like all the way back to square one. But what happened, I had a friend, my friend in New York, Andre, he took me out, introduced me to new people, and then everything changed within 2 weeks. Everything changed. I was meeting new girls, different types of girls, going to new clubs, new bars, new places, new everything. It was all because of this guy. Then I give another example with me in Russia. Me and the dude I take out, Andre. Same thing. I don't think he felt like these guys do because Andre, he doesn't get emotional like that. I guess because he's Russian. He makes the best of bad situations. But it was the same thing. He could have probably felt the same way. He never smashed before we met. You know what I mean? He could have felt the same way. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to smash. Next thing you know, he smashed chicks the first night he meet him. When we go hanging out together and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. That's just one example. That example is about friends and stuff. And in all those situations, each person probably did or really felt that they were either written off or they wouldn't get what they want, including myself. But then another person stepped in and changed it. Now, I can give many examples with just celebrities. But then again, let me not give celebrity examples because, that's real rarity. And that's kind of not fair because, it's what are the odds of someone being famous, right? But let's just talk common sense. So here, we have Oreo Man. He feels women have written him off, whatever, wrote him off, they don't want him, blah, 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 right? So let's just say Oreo Man, what does Oreo Man do? I know Oreo Man likes to rap. He likes to rap. He loves to rap, right? Now let's say Oreo Man makes another rap. He puts it on YouTube as he usually does, and this one rap blows up. It just blows up. He gets 15 million views, record labels reaching out to him, whatever. He decides to stay independent, he's doing his thing, and he gets a tour. So you tell me if motherfucking Oreo Man, and I'm not trying to bring up something right now about being a celebrity. I'm just bringing up something based on what he does. Because this is something he does. He raps. So I'm just giving an example. If his talent were really good and he kept at it, he stayed persistent, and then it blew up. Maybe not one video, 15 million views. Maybe he had like 30 videos, like I did with my Russian speaking videos. That's how I became popular in Russia and on YouTube. I kept going at it. So whether one video goes big or he keeps going at it, then he gets a tour around America. You don't think during his tour around America he's not going to smash his ass off? Yeah, he's going to smash his ass off. It's funny because what I'm saying right now sounds far-fetched, but it's not fucking far-fetched because I did it. And he can do it. Ugly God did it. These are just examples. Now, I wouldn't pick rap, but I know that's the one thing he likes to do. That's the one extra thing he likes to do. That's all I know. He likes to rap. He likes to rap and talk about not getting pussy. But other than that, what he can possibly get big or noticed for is rapping. Or let's say another example. Let's say this dude gets a raise at his job and he keeps working hard, and that's, he owns the company. Maybe it's not even a big company. It's a medium-sized company or whatever. Maybe, let's say, a small company. He gets a decent car. He moves into a different area. He starts hanging out at different places where people are more sophisticated. You don't think that's going to raise his odds, especially when he's in the area? Now, I'm not trying to be racist by saying this, but especially when he's around people and in areas where there's not that many black people and he stands out. So you're going to tell me that's not going to help his odds? Of course it can help his odds. It's just the problem with people is they really think tomorrow can't change. They really think it can't, whether for the worse or the better. They think tomorrow can't change. You better enjoy everything you have now because it could all be gone tomorrow. And I mean that 100%. I've seen this shit. Walking on your feet, that shit could be gone tomorrow. You'll be in a fucking wheelchair. And don't think that's a joke. You know what I mean? So just like things to get worse, things to get better. You control your destiny. People act like life is like in life there's like a bubble keeping you from being something. There's no bubble. It's all in your head. There's no bubble. There's no bubble. And what flips me out is like, my life is a perfect example of this bubble crap because I can say, like, for example, I know when I'm not in America because I can tell by when I tell people myself and I'm here. But excluding myself, I know when my friends or family may tell someone, yeah, I have a son, he lives in Russia. And they know I'm black, of course. Or my black friend, he lives in Russia. He has a lot of fun, he's real popular, he lives there. Most people respond with, what? And he's black? What, they're not really racist? Or they're not really this? Or he's still alive? Or just read the comments on my other video. Oh, he's still alive? They didn't kill him? What are they doing? They're getting salt. That's what I'm talking about. When you don't really understand the reality of any situation, you can't take advantage of it. You can't take advantage of it. Just like me staying in Russia. People think, oh no, black people won't go to Russia. He won't be fine. Something bad's going to happen to him. Once I came to Russia, I understood the reality and I used it to my advantage. Once he understands the reality that he can fucking get women if he steps his game up, and he actually steps his game up, things will get better for him. You just have to understand the reality. You can't just be emotional about everything. You have to understand the reality of the situation. All women have not written you off. Another example. I've been wrote off. I've been wrote off by girls individually. And I have so many examples of this. This is something that used to happen to me a lot when I first started dating girls. I guess because I was in a learning phase. Most of the girls I ended up with rejected me first. They all rejected me in some form first. Like, no, I don't want to go out with you. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. The next thing you know, within 2 or 3 months or 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it might have been, depending on the situation of the girl, we were together. And that happened to me often. And once it happened to me not too long ago, in December, right in front of my friend Andre's face. Right in front of his face. I was trying to highlight this girl. I invited 2 girls over my place. It was me, Andre, and the 2 chicks. And him and his chick were kind of getting along. And the chick I really, really wanted, like, she was showing no interest in me. So she starts washing the dishes. And I approached her and I said, wow, you'd make a great wife, in Russian as a joke. And then she goes, Phil, don't waste your time trying to pick me up because I'm not into you. I'm not one of those girls and I don't like you like that. We're only friends. That's why I didn't come over here by myself. I brought my friend with me. And I said, all right, okay, damn. So we sat down about a half hour later. I say something else, something just kind of flirtatious, like, you're gorgeous or something like that. She just loses her mind and she fucking goes to Andre in Russian, translate for him, tell him he's not going to get with me. I'm not into him. I'm not one of those girls, blah, 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 blah. All this shit. And I mean, she was going off. An hour later. And we're still together to this day. So that's what I'm talking about. You may, like, if I didn't understand the reality of the situation and I just took it for the cosmetic value, I would have never gotten with that girl. But I understood the situation. I looked at her and I was reading her. I was paying attention. I was saying, all right, I don't think she's just trying to tell me that she doesn't want to be with me because that's true. I think she's saying that because she's trying to convince herself that she doesn't want to be with me. And Jason helped me to realize that, my friend Jason. And next thing you know, I was right. That's why I didn't give up. Now, what should you guys do? You shouldn't give up. You got to understand the reality of the situation. Everything about you either is attractive to a girl, neutral, or unattractive. Like, makes them go away. Everything about you. It could be your looks, the way you talk, your breath, whatever. What you got to do is know the things in you that are typically seen as unattractive. What is it? It could be your height. It could be your weight. It could be your skin color. Whatever it is, it could be the way you talk. Which of those things can you change for the better? You can't change your height. You can't change your skin complexion. You could change your weight. You can change the way you talk and the words you use. So get working on those things. Just get working on those things. Just kind of understand what girls see in you that's a negative and try to bring it to neutral or positive. You got to get rid of all the negatives that you can get rid of. If you're sitting on negatives and you know it's a negative to most women and you're not willing to fix it, you can't be mad at anyone else but yourself. So for example, my negative here in New York when I lived here with girls was I didn't drive. I don't like driving. I don't care much for cars. I like the MTA. But I knew that was a negative for me. I knew it was a negative. So when a girl's like, I go over here, blah, blah, blah. I live here. There's no MTA. There's no bus or whatever. If I'm not willing to pay for a taxi because I'm not driving a car, it's my fault. If I really want this girl to like me, be with me, and be very comfortable, I got to step my game up and fucking start driving and be a man about it. I don't drive in Russia, but I can invite like 3 girls over to my place to hang out. All of them will come in individual taxis, and I send them all home in individual taxis. Monitored taxis, so I know who all the drivers are with my app, so nothing crazy happens. You know what I mean? I take care of that. I make up for that. You got to turn your minuses into pluses, or I guess checks. I don't know. Like, what's in the middle of a minus and a plus? Like, I don't know. What does neutral look like? I don't know. What does neutral look like? Whatever. Let's just say just in the middle. You know what I mean? Make it neutral. Put an N. Yeah, make it neutral. You got to do that. Everything about you that can be improved should be improved if you want a woman to like you. Whether it's money, whether it's style, whether it's the way you dress. I don't know anything about the way Oreo Man. Did I say Oreo Man? Anyway. I don't know anything about the way Oreo Man dresses, but I'll tell you this much. I'm learning a lot about the way I dress out in Russia. When I dress like a hood nigga, when I'm out with a girl, she likes that. And that's why I dress that way, because she's with me. But when I'm by myself and I'm just out with my dudes and I wear a blazer or like a blazer with a collar shirt under it with the chest open, I get a lot more attention from much different women. The way you dress does mean a lot because they're going to jump to conclusions about you based on how you dress. That's how we work as human beings. That first impression is a bitch. You can't just sit there and think, oh, all these girls don't like me. Every woman has wrote me off. That's crazy talk. It's just crazy talk, man. So I got so much more to say, and I didn't use my camera because my camera only goes to 17 minutes, and I knew this video would be longer. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I just want anyone who's watching this video, or who watches Ken, or Oreo Man, or Infinite One, or the other dude, who think, yeah, I have no chance. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Trust me, dude, it's bullshit. You need the right friends. You need the right motivation. When I went to the gym, my motivation was women. I don't care what anyone thinks. My motivation was women. That was my motivation. When I was in the gym in Ukraine, especially in Ukraine, there was always extremely beautiful women in the gym with me. And yo, I was just not showing off, but I was just going hard because I wanted to raise my chances of those women liking me. You know what I mean? And I know not everything is about physical, but what I'm saying is everything about you as a plus or a minus or as a neutral. It's a plus, minus, or neutral. Everything about you. And all that adds up. When you look at a person, you're doing math. When you look at a person, you are doing math. Whenever I look at a chick and someone goes, yo, Phil, smash, pass, or cuff, I'm immediately doing math. Why? Because I'm looking at her body saying, all right, ass, titties, blah, 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 the way she walks, what she's wearing. Everything is calculated into my brain, and then I give an answer. Make anything better or make anything worse, that changes the outcome. That changes what I'm looking at, and most likely will change the number. So if she's a 65 and she's basically average, but she goes, works out, she gets abs and a nicer ass, I'm like, well, she's like a 73, 74 now. Because she changed certain things that are either neutral or negative and made it positive. And that's everything about you that you can change, you should change, that will help your odds. It's simple math. Life is simple math. That's why a lot of times your emotions fuck you over, because your emotions aren't helping you. If your emotions isn't adding pluses to you in any way, whether business, lifestyle, or women, your emotions are just fucking you over. You're just sitting there being sad for no damn reason. Unlike a person who could sit there, get sad maybe for 5 minutes, then go out and do something about it to change his results, then your sadness is working out for you. But if you're like Oreo Man or like some of these other dudes who just complain and they're not willing to work on themselves, they think they're just screwed and they're just forced to be this way, you're always going to be like that. You're always going to be like that. Just understand, it's all simple math. And I'm out, people. Later.